Earlier this week, this conversation started about how men should protect random women that they do not know. And if they don't protect them, they're cowards, they're chumps, or whatever other insult that you want to throw at them. And we were basically just trying to tell you that these situations are very unsafe. Nobody wanted to believe us. We just was trying to avoid this.
Police are still trying to piece a lot of things together themselves, but the family has questions relating to how can something like this happen when their daughter tried to do the right thing.
What it look like, TV.
I am back. What it do, baby?
YouTube's own Varnell Hill.
Did ya miss me?
I'm back with another one today. We're going to get back into this conversation of protection that we've been talking about all week. Do black men protect black women? And should black men protect black women? And should you protect random women that you don't know? For real is the conversation. Because it's not black women that you know. It's basically a conversation about protecting total strangers. Now, at the beginning of the week, when I first said that I'm here to protect my family, I got kicked in my back and I got called a whole bunch of names. And every other man that came out and said the same thing, they got kicked in their back also. But as the week went on, more and more women came out and they started saying, well, I'll be damned if I lose my husband out here protecting somebody getting in someone's business. Now, the week gets capped off with some of the most terrible news that we all can have. A woman loses her life trying to protect another woman that was in a situation. Let's slide over, let's check the footage out, and let's see exactly why we were saying that we refuse to jump into these type situations because you don't know how they're going to end, how dangerous it is to go jumping in someone else's situation that you are unaware of. But let's check out the story and let's see exactly what happened.
Well, we know the family's absolutely devastated, but they have so many questions too in terms of the investigation. Police are still trying to piece a lot of things together themselves, but the family has questions relating to how can something like this happen when their daughter tried to do the right thing.
She led with her heart. She would give you the shirt off of her back. She was always helping people.
LaDonna Kim says that's exactly what her daughter was doing when her life was stolen from her over the Labor Day weekend. Family members say 27-year-old Donna Wilbert was gunned down at Hollywood Coney Island on Detroit's west side early Sunday morning, not long after she tried to break up a fight.
We had to even tell her, like, you can't.
That right there is what we are talking about. But they really don't make this too clear of if she knew the people or not. But this right here is what we were talking about. Intervening in a physical confrontation in which you are unprivy to how it started. You're not sure if that's the nature of the situation. Because everybody's out here telling people to rush to people's aid. But you guys know that some people's nature of their relationship is physical. I do not agree with it, but I have come across several couples who their relationship had a physical element to it, and it wasn't like someone was being abused. So we have to kind of get over ourselves with the we know what's best for people at all times. And another thing about this whole conversation of putting the cape on and protecting everybody is, feels like I done lived long enough to see everything come full circle in this world. Because the one thing that I know that we are known for, especially in the black community, is supposedly, I don't know about it anymore, is minding your business. That's why this confuses me so much, because everybody can jump online and everybody can be a social justice warrior when it comes to these online topics. And people should step up and people should say something and people should put the cape on and run to the rescue. But meanwhile, you could look out your front window, see those boys selling drugs, but you ain't gonna do nothing. Even though you got a 4-year-old that gotta grow up on this same block and go outside and ride his bike and ride the little power wheels and stuff. Meanwhile, you know your neighbor constantly beating ass in the apartment upstairs, but nobody's saying nothing. One thing that I know is you live in any quote unquote hood, if you done lived there long enough, whether you into it or not, you know where everything is going on and where everything is happening, and everybody mouth shut. But everybody is these stark angels when it comes to these online topics. Man, y'all can miss me with that.
Pull over in your car when you by yourself because you see somebody on the road and they need help because it's dangerous out there. But she was kind of like the type of person that would have to like try or see for herself.
It started with Danae and her girlfriends having a fun night out. They went to the Coney Island for a bite to eat when an argument developed between two men and a woman, according to sources.
She just wanted everybody to go home and get home. And I'm very sure in my thoughts of knowing that she wanted to get home. I guess the guy followed her out and she was able to get herself out of the restaurant. And
once again, let me go to the big screen because I want especially my young ladies to hear me and feel me with this. Because I've seen this so much that it's bothersome, it's troublesome. Stop arguing with these grown men out here. Cut it out. You're not going to be given the same protection that the woman before you was given. They ruined that for you. So stop running around arguing with these grown men. And a lot of y'all have perfected the art of the razor tongue. A lot of y'all have perfected that because y'all done came up underneath these miserable behind mothers that all they did is levy insults at you all day, so you have a real sharp tongue. Then you get out here and you want to slice up these dudes that have just as much mental problems and hurt as you. So it becomes a perfect powder keg of destruction. Stop arguing with these grown men. One rule that we know as men that y'all have to take into consideration. If we say certain slick stuff out our mouths, we are prepared for what comes with saying the slick stuff. You have to remember that. And that's why men don't go around just being as nasty and as testy and as despicable as they can be to each other. Stop arguing with these grown men. Because he had no right to take it where he took it. Do not get it confused. He had no right. But how long are you going to say that bears are dangerous things but continue to mess with bears? That's the part that's really that's the other part of this that's really mind-boggling to me. You know, a lot of people have this narrative that men are so dangerous and men are so this and men are the reason for this and men are the reason for that. But then when you get in the presence of men, you act like they are the most docile creatures ever to walk the face of the earth. Like, make it make sense. You can't feel like they're this, that, and the other on one hand, but then when you get around them, act like it's not really real. These dudes is thrown off. Especially if you chilling in the Coney Island diner in the middle of the night. Come on, y'all. Y'all have to use more discernment in your movements. But this right here is why I said at the beginning of the week, I'm not jumping in to help anybody. My mission in life, my purpose in life is to look out for my wife, my 3 daughters, and then my extended family and the people that I know and I love and I care about. And if I'm somewhere and I happen to jump in, that's from the kindness of my heart. But it is not out of obligation. I am not obligated to jump in to any situation and help somebody. And the reason why I'm not going to jump in and just help anybody, because it can be dangerous. And this story right here is a prime example of how dangerous it could be. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this in the comment section. You know what I mean? Hit that like, subscribe button for me, please. I'm trying to push my content more out in the algorithm. YouTube and this algorithm, boy, they really play games with you. But I appreciate you if you made it to this point in the video. You are my MVP.
It was a stone groove, my man.
I'm out of here.